that? Like the post in the street, a hole in the chest. hear that? Like the pulse of the street, a hole in the chest.
Yo! What is going on, my people? How are y'all doing? Welcome back to another live stream with your boy Radical. You heard. Now, again, another controversial live stream, another controversial type of hot takes that we're going to be having and discussing today. I want to first of all give a huge shout out to everybody listening right now, all the Ninja Watchers and all the people that don't mind commenting. Shout out to everybody up in the room. Now, I want to give a few disclaimers, because when you start talking about, controversial type of topics, you're gonna have to have some disclaimers, right? Certain people will get in their felines and start feeling some type of way because the truth is being told. Now, let me just say, since I started this podcast, since I started my channel, not one time did I go soft on my people. Again, this is something I'm always repeating. Everybody praised me and everybody says salute to you. You calling your people on your hypocrisy. Now that I'm calling other people out in their hypocrisy, now I'm all type of racist. Now I'm a part of the Hispanoteps and all this other stuff, and I find it hilarious. It pretty much proves certain people's points that a certain group could talk, but another group can't. You know what I mean? Hypocrisy at its finest. Now, the thing is, since we have been in the emergence of certain individual groups and in the emergence of certain type of talking points in the political game right now, the thing is that we have to take accountability about what is going on. Now, the same way how Latinos say that, we say it proud too. We've been a part of every war. Well, Mr. Latinos, you're gonna have to take accountability that war, one, is being fought not for a better interest, but be fought because of the greater interest of the country that pretty much sees you as a second-class citizen, right? That's what pretty much it is. And you're gonna have to take the good and the bad. Now, with Black Americans who are saying we fought in every war, well, guess what? You're gonna have to also take the good and the bad. I want that little narrative that, well, we didn't choose to go here and we didn't choose to go there. We were given orders. Nazi soldiers are still being wheeled in today in wheelchairs for going through the orders of their generals to do unthinkable things, right? So that narrative goes out the window. The whole point is no race, I'm going to repeat this again, no race is innocent when a country is telling you to do whatever they're telling you to do. Okay? Everybody is not Muhammad Ali out here going to jail for not going to war. Let's keep it 1,000. Now, when we talk about destabilization, when it comes to America's role on the world, Iraq, Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, let's be very clear that those military GIs were not 100% white. black folks took a whole lot to do with it. Let's be honest. If y'all want to claim American and America, y'all have to take the good and the bad. And guess what? When you reclaim this a whole part of America, you end up becoming the colonizers. Yes, black folks were being the colonizers in Latin America. Black Americans, by the way. Black Americans were being the colonizers in the Middle East. Black Americans were the colonizers in all American wars. They were the colonizers, and this is something that we have to be honest about. Not ADOS, not FBA, because that's a little group. I'm talking about Black Americans. This is something that we have to be honest about. Also, Latinos took part of this too. Let's not get it construed. Latinos took part of it too. But let's be honest, the white face gets always put up as the main colonizer, which is true. But modern day colonization looks like a camo vest, pants and boots on, and a little flag that you represent where you live at, that's giving you orders to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? That is what modern colonization looks like. So let's miss the little, I don't like the way you're saying it. Let's miss that. Okay? Let's miss that, because it seems like you guys, certain people can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, right now I'm going to introduce Denisse into the room. Hey, Denisse, what's going on?
What's up, Brad? What's up, everyone in the chat?
Nothing much. I'm going to pause the music real quick.
I like the music. I know Blood Moon hates it, but I love it.
Thank you. I got a $5 super chat. The USA is not an imperialistic country. If we were the world, have known in 1945 that we're the war's sole nuclear power. Yeah, true. But what do you?
Wait.
Okay, all right.
He's literally. Oh my God! You see,
I was gonna ignore it, but okay, go ahead.
Come on, guys. Are you freaking kidding me? Do people really know what the US did to the Rosenbergs because they gave Russia a fighting chance against nuclear power in the US? Are you freaking kidding me? Let's not start with the McCarthyisms and all this stuff, because I can go there. I can definitely go to the McCarthy stuff. If you guys really want to start that America, it's not an imperialistic country, I can definitely go there. Okay, let's just keep it real. This is an empire, okay? I love history. I love history. So if you want to go there, I can go there, Marky. Let's just not be disingenuous, okay?
Exactly. So what is your take on this whole thing?
Well, my take is, look, there's no shame in the game. Like I've said many times, I am very happy that many African Americans have participated in the system that they also helped create and profit from it. Like, why should you not enjoy what you have pillaged through the world, to enrich yourselves? There's no shame in that. Same with the Latinos that have joined many organizations to profit from other people's misery. I mean, I've said it many times, this is a monopoly game, and everybody needs to understand that that's the way the world functions. It functions for lions in the wild. It's the same way for us. That's human nature. My thing is, when you do the bait and switch thing about like, oh, we're innocent angels in the world, we do no harm, we only receive fire, and we don't harm anybody. That's when I can't respect people that have those talking points. Like, you're always the victim, but you never do anything, and you're an unwilling participant of the world's cultures and colonizations. I have no respect for people that think like that, because that is not true. There's a lot of evidence about how everybody has taken a piece of the pie and has been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Just admit it, be the supreme imperialistic person that you are, and just continue with your life. But don't deny it. You're also a capitalist little pig like everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. Because when we're talking about America and this American game, we have to be honest, right? We have
Hmm.
to, we have to keep it 1,000, and we have to say, hey, uh, my people took a part in it. My people destabilized certain countries, and because of that destabilization, hey, that's why they're running in here in the boatloads. So it's going to be hypocritical for me to say, go back home when I was part of that reason for them to leave.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even us when we come here. I mean, I have family that have joined the military. I have also family that have fallen, to the mass incarceration and the crack era and, heroin addicts. And I have all kinds of people in my family. Everybody does. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're playing the game. It's like I've said many times. So there's no shame in that. And I want people to understand that. Like, you're not an unwilling participant. You're not innocent. Your collective doesn't have their hands clean. Everybody has blood in their hands. And it's time for us to understand that.
Yeah, yeah. So right now, how you want to approach this?
Well, I want to start from the beginning. Let's start from the get go, which is what people most likely here in America, of course, in America, most people always point out because, and I want, before we start, Brad, let's make this disclaimer. Okay.
What's up?
Uh, People have been complaining from, the our African Americans friends and, the African American sector. This is not us attacking people. We got to understand that for the most part, Latinos and Black folks have been posed against each other. We're the largest minorities out here, in my opinion, that go against each other. I don't see any other um, minorities that go against each other as much as we do. We tend to share resources
Yeah,
and we tend to fight for each other's stuff, and that is the reality. That is true. So I'm glad that Kevin said that.
yeah.
So
I want to
I want
shout
to
out to
start from
Kevin.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Kevin C. I'm gonna give him the give that. Shout out to Kevin C for that. You guys think the U.S. blacks slash Latinos ruined uh Latin America pretty much?
This my thing.
And
Um,
yeah, go ahead because I wanna.
we'll
No, go
get
ahead.
there. I don't know if you want to answer it now or you want to answer to him later, but we're gonna start from the beginning. The beginning is that when you come here, Black Americans always bring up the concept of that they were just enslaved people by European people. They never bring up the fact that Europeans did not went into the African empire and enslaved African people. They were sold to Europeans and traded by African people. Okay, and that
Mm,
is a reality. African people, especially when you go to the slave castles in Ghana, they will tell you there was a point
yeah,
when they were exchanging slaves for rum and t-shirts. That is the truth. That
yeah.
is literally the truth.
I
So
real quick, because we have one of these little slow FBAs. Black peoples have some inventions under their belt. What does Hispanic have? I'll say the color TV is one. Um, the what
stand a hand
actually
sanitizer that saved
hand,
many
hands
lives during COVID-19.
hand sanitizer. Yes, another Latino invention. The cube. The what was that thing where little babies are when they're born premature? What's that thing? Prenatal something.
The incubator.
The incubator. Another Latino invented that. So don't let's relax. Let's not be racist now. You know what I mean? But again, uh, Latinos and Black folks contributed a lot to the destabilization. I'm not just talking. I'm not just saying that Latinos are innocent.
No, we're
Yes,
not. Look
Latinos.
at
But we're
look
gonna
at the
we're just gonna focus on Black Americans, and the reason for that is because the majority of the talking points are coming from Black Americans who are talking about, well, we never done this, we never did that, and all this other stuff. So we're just focusing on that. Kevin sees is saying I'm listening, but with my arms crossed.
I just imagine him like the you know how
Yo, his
Mr.
book, yo,
Clean.
shout out to his book. Yo, Kevin C is wow, wow smart, yo. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Um,
You know how Mr. Clean is like imponent when like he's with his arms closed, like looking at you like
yeah.
clean the house, MFR. That's
Yeah.
how I imagine Kevin
Yo,
right now.
Marquise, you don't like Hazel? What happened? What's going on? You guys you don't like her? You don't like her? Yo, just chill out.
I've
Hazel,
never seen that Hazel is racist.
yeah, Hazel's not racist. Come on now. She's very outspoken. She's a
But you see,
very outspoken individual, but I don't think
but you know what? This is the McCarthyisms that I'm talking about. That Marquis lives into it. You know, it's like with the
I like
McCarthy.
Marquise. Let's chill out. I like Marquise, man.
Me too, me too. I like Marquis. He's hilarious, but this is the thing, Marquis. You gotta walk away from the McCarthyisms, the modern McCarthyisms, because in the past it was like pointing out and calling people communist and commies and stuff like that. Today it's like racist, xenophobic, transphobic, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, wait a minute, Marquise. Are you anti-black woman, bro? I never heard Marquise talk negatively about black women, but I don't know. I don't know that
beef. I'm not familiar.
Yeah. I don't know anything. Anyway,
not my problem.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's continue. I'm sorry. Let's continue on with this whole thing. So go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
So after we have that situation, you already have the first part that the African Americans that are doing this. Let's make that clear. Is not all. It's a very large group though. They usually want to bring slavery. They want to bring all this stuff. They want to bring all the pain that white faces caused them. But you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Many of our people wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Black people. Black people sold our ancestry to white people for profit. And make no mistake, they also had slaves. The slaves that they sold were the ones that were extra. Okay, that is the fact. That is a fact. And if people don't talk about this as much as they want to talk about slavery, but they don't talk about Black slavers. Now we move past that. We cross to the Atlantic, right, all the way from Africa, and we're in the Caribbean. And I'm gonna pull the first receipt when we get to the Caribbean, because this is part of even part of Puerto Rican history. We're gonna start with this first, because a lot of people love to ignore facts, and we're gonna start from this. I don't know if you can see it, Brad.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, we're gonna start from this. The first Blacks who arrived in Puerto Rico arrived as freemen called libertos. It's not talking about white people. The first Black people that set foot here were who? Libertos. And those were colonizers. It says they arrived with Columbus in 1493. Prominent liberto was Juan Garrido, who arrived with Juan Ponce de Leon, the first president of Puerto Rico. Another prominent liberto was Francis Gallego, the first Black entrepreneur in Puerto Rico. Most libertos came from Seville, Spain. They came seeking work and were mostly domestic libertos. Assisted the Spaniards in conquering the Taínos. So when people talk about how there's Black innocence, I don't see it. I see Black people actively taking a role in playing the game throughout history. That is the truth. Now, you might ask yourself, I'm going to stop this and I'm going to share another one. You might ask yourself, who the hell is Juan Garrido? If you're Puerto Rican, you know who he is. But I will tell you, because a lot of people claim that they did not took part. West Africans never took part in the colonization, not only of the Caribbean, but also of Mexico. Juan Garrido will tell you what they did. Now, we're going to read a little bit about this. I don't know if you're sharing it, Rad. It says, African conquistadors like Garrido were not uncommon. Many found their way into Spanish life rather than becoming slaves. They joined Spanish conquest as soldiers, some in exchange for freedom, others for financial gain. They enjoyed the spoils of their conquest, which included land, official jobs, and pensions. And we know that also they actively participated in the sexual assault of Taínas. That is a fact. Now, let's continue. It says, it is unknown how, when, or why Garrido was a freeman among the enslaved. One historian, Ricardo Alegría, suspects that he was the son of a king. And it's true. It was determined later on that he was the son of a king. The hypothetical king will have traded with the Portuguese and set Garrido up as a commercial liaison. Other historians argue that Garrido might have been a slave who was granted his freedom. This theory comes from the coincidence that his name matched that of a Spaniard on his first voyage to the New World. Now, if we skip all this, that he went 6 years into the Hispaniola and the Spanish government allowed conquistadors to take land, people, and treasures, okay? And we go all the way to by the time that he was already established and did all of this stuff for gold in Puerto Rico. If we go to 1519, when he got his belly full of all the riches of PR, where did Garrido and all this black, because a lot of people also say, oh, like look at the poor black population of Mexico. How did that came to happen? Fine. In 1519, Garrido was a veteran conquistador. He was a member of the Hernán Cortés expedition. If people don't know who Hernán Cortés was the party responsible for dismantling the indigenous population with not only germ fare, because they could not beat the Aztecs and the Mayans in their own ground. They had major cities and a lot of military power. They did it with germs and other dirty tactics. It says Cortés' expedition that invaded Mexico and laid siege on the Aztec capital at Tecno whatever, because I don't know how to mention that. After watching and surviving the slaughter of Cortés, troops in 1520, Garrido, he survived it, helped collect the remains of Spanish soldiers. He also helped erect a commemorative chapel near the site of the slaughter. And we know that the rest is history. Now, Garrido, after that, returned to Florida with Ponce de Leon in 1520.
Give me 1 minute, Denise. Afro-Saxon, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about
what
the
he
Confederacy.
mentioned. It says
Is it a lot of black people who also joined the Confederate Army?
yes.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that. You're already in chapter 3. We're
in chapter 1.
Yeah, we're in chapter 1. We're gonna get into that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We already established.
By the way, this is a painting depiction of who Denise was talking
Juan
about.
Garrido, exactly. Okay. So we already are seeing that when people bring this whole mantle of black innocence, they honestly do not know, either they do not know real black history because they are not curious enough to go find it, or they actually know it and just decide to have selective dissemination of information, and that is disingenuous. Especially if you don't know it, I can't really blame you for not knowing it. But when somebody's telling you that and proves you with facts, and you keep punching the air trying to fight and follow your innocence, like Imhotep from the Mummy following his immortality, I have no respect for that shit.
Yeah. Big shout out to Marquise for the $5 super chat. He's agreeing, try to shame me for donating to Radical's channels. Trust me, she is naked. For real? She tried to shame you? Hazel, donate $10 to unshame him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that okay. And you wanna keep on going, Denise?
Yeah. So
okay, go ahead.
No, I mean, go ahead, Rad. I already explained the first step to dismantle the whole concept of black innocence. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, then if you want to go to the, I don't know where you want to go from now.
From that,
I'll just take it. You'll
after
leave.
that, because at that point we're already in the U.S. We already know that they desecrated Latin America. Garrido already returned to Florida. So let's just go now into the U.S. in the 1600s. Right.
Yeah, not a problem. Go ahead, start it off.
No, go ahead. I'm not gonna continue. I
gotta pull stuff up. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. Then while Radical is pulling that stuff off, what I want people to understand is, this is what we mean when we say, when we tell people, especially when I tell people, like, you cannot live in this modern propaganda of feeling like you have only been a victim throughout the history of your people, because your people have not, you don't come from victim people. You come from conquerors. You come from colonizers. You come from people that have gone to war, from people that have pillaged also the world, and people that are extremely competent. So when we say these things, this is not a shame thing. This is I think that's a problem, right, that people don't understand when we try to say this. This is not to shame you. As a matter of fact, you should feel proud. Like, hey, we took part on also, taking
Yeah.
some money from the stuff that went down. We weren't just waiting, because one thing I would say as a Puerto Rican, one of the things that how can I say it, mad, makes me mad the most, is that we never had any role in fighting. We didn't want it to partake in anything that will ensure first our survival and our prosperity. So, and you guys know where the Taínos are today. They're completely erased. Same with the Caribs. So be proud of
Yeah.
that. I still don't understand why you feel mad that we're throwing this in the pot. But go ahead, Pat.
So now I think it's safe to go to the Civil War, right? Portion of it.
Mhm.
Denise, would you mind reading from here? I don't if you can
Sure,
see it.
sure.
From here to here.
Okay, it says Black Confederates is a term often used to describe both enslaved and free African Americans who filled a number of different positions in support of the Confederate States of America during the American Civil War of 1861 to 1865. Most often, this assistance was coerced rather than offered voluntarily. Male slaves were either hired out by their owners or impressed to work in various departments of the Confederate Army. Free black men were also routinely impressed or otherwise forced to perform manual labor for the Army. The government's use of black labor, whether free or slave, followed patterns established during the antebellum period, when country governments routinely engaged the service of black men to help maintain low roads and other public property. While large numbers of black men thus accompanied every Confederate army on the march or in camp, those men would not have been considered soldiers.
So this right here sheds a light on how only the North had black soldiers, which is completely not true. This tells us that free black folks and also enslaved black folks took a part in it. Again, when we're talking about the narrative of, well, you could have chose not to do it, or what certain people were saying, where okay, you could have you could deny orders or whatever the case is. We're seeing that that wasn't the case. There was free black folks that joined and want to take these type of orders. You feel what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
these are the type of things that we have to pretty much know. And because if we don't know, then we're gonna be stuck in the constant loop of what we already think that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when we're going to the Civil War,
But you know
uh,
what? I want to
go ahead.
comment on something real quick. Here, I kind of don't feel the same way with this example, only because during that time, we know that even though we see quote unquote free black people, we know that they weren't really free.
Yeah,
So let's say, okay, we'll give them a pass with this, because probably they were probably just a victim of coercion. Let's just say that.
yeah.
Okay, let's just give them a pass on this, even though there is a possibility that some of them were not 100% coerced.
Mm. Okay, if you want, to me, it's still another example. But all
I'll give
right,
them a pass here simply
okay,
because of
I
that.
guess. I guess. But I see in the chat Jesus arguing
Yeah, they
with
I want them to
Hazel,
have
Hazel,
like a
Hazel,
fight one day.
Hazel. Prove him wrong. Donate 10. You feel me? Uh,
Donate 50 and shut him
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. What was it? So how about this? How about this? How about this? You donate $20 and I'll time him out. How about that? How about that? How about that? Oh, anyway. Like I said, it is an exact. You wanna go now? You wanna what you wanna show?
Well, my I want to move to the future, but I don't know if you
No,
have
no, no,
more
no. Go
examples
ahead.
in
Let's no,
between.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
We
Let's
can
go
move
ahead.
to present day. I don't know if you wanna. I mean, I want to move to the early 2000s.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Only because a lot of people will say, "Well, that's the past. Those were Africans. That doesn't have anything to do with us." Okay,
You
let's
you
just
want to go to the Vietnam War?
let's go there. Let's go there.
Okay.
Bring the Vietnam War.
Okay. Which one do you want? The one that I sent you, or the something else? Because I got something else
No,
here.
bring the one that you said.
Okay, got it. Boom. Okay. All right, here goes. That's pretty much it. I don't know how. Wait, let me see something. You get it? Okay. Okay. Where do you want to start?
Well, you want me to read it?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It
Yeah,
says
yeah. Go, do your thing.
of all enlisted men who died in Vietnam, blacks made up for 14.1% of the total. This came at a time when they made up 11% of the young male population nationwide. If we add officer casualties to enlisted, then the black percentage is reduced to 12.5% of all casualties. On the 7,262 blacks who died, 6,955 or 96% were Army and Marine enlisted men. The combination of our selective service policies, our AFQT testing of both drafted and volunteers. Again, I want to say drafted and volunteers. The need for skilled enlisted men in many areas of the armed forces all conspire to assign blacks in greater numbers to the combat units of the Army and Marine Corps. Early in the war, when blacks made up about 11% of our Vietnam force, black casualties sourced over 20% of the total 1965 and 1966. Black leaders protested, and President Johnson ordered that black participation should be cut back in the combat units. As a result, the black casualty rate was cut to 11.5% by 69. I don't know if you want me to continue, but
No, yeah.
that
It
shows,
says about like Hispanics were considered of any race. So there's no numbers, but there's numbers of the surnames, like Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, and other Latino Americans
yeah,
that
we were
were
in
part
all
of
these
it.
wars, we participated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
Real quick, I wanna highlight what Marquise said. Shout out Marquise for the $10 here. I'm gonna give you you know what I mean. There you go. I don't know Hazel. He's out donating you, yo. There was less than 1% black Confederates. The South had drafted just like the North, and they have hung draft Dodgers. The North didn't allow blacks to enlist until they started losing. I believe that is true, right?
yeah.
North did it like later on, but yeah, you're correct. But go ahead, Denise. What did you take from that? From this?
What my take from this is the mere fact that again, this is when it starts showing that even after Jim Crow, after segregation, you actively took a role, an active role into opting into war. Granted, there were many people that were forced into being drafted. That happened to Puerto Ricans as well. I mean, we have the 16th Infantry, we had the Buccaneers, we had many, many, many people. We sent more people to war than the state of New York at some point,
Yeah,
and that was forced, and I get that. But many people here, Black Americans, many of them volunteer.
yeah,
Many of them. It says it here. It's not a Denise thing. Don't come at me. Oh, she's so stupid. Oh, she don't know this. No, it says it in there. Many volunteered.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You
So
wanna?
we're starting to see a shift in behavior from being
Yeah.
forced to people actually. It's kind of like what we were talking about yesterday. More black folks integrating into the systems in place and embracing the Americana,
Mm,
which is based solely based in its military industrial complex. Till this day, America is the empire that it is because of their military. That is a fact.
yeah,
That's what they protected with all the protections in place.
yeah,
They were
yeah, yeah,
willing to kill a president for it. They were willing to impeach a president for it. They're willing to do whatever for it. They executed poor people and had political prisoners for it. They still have them.
yeah, yeah. That's actually true. Now you said you wanna move to earlier times?
Yeah. Now let's and we know that all the wars, World War I, World War II, we know the Korean War, we know all these things that we've seen. It's a mirror effect of that. But I want to move into today because many people will use the cop out of, oh, but you still had people that were being racist and forcing us to do this and blah 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 blah. Okay, let's go into modern times. Okay, modern times. Let's start in 2009.
The Gulf
2009.
War. I mean, it wasn't. I said the Gulf War like a dickhead. I was gonna say. I
Oh,
thought you was
wow.
gonna say. I thought you were gonna say the Desert
Wow.
Storm. I thought you was gonna say Desert Storm. Sorry.
Ah.
Go ahead.
I want to start in 2000, but we can start in 2001. In 2001, we know we went, you you send people under quote unquote false pretenses to war,
Yeah.
right? And many Black Americans that were not forced anymore, because that doesn't necessarily exist. You're not forced to fight anymore. Now it's completely voluntary. Unless there's like a war, then you're forced to do these things. Now you go in there because you want dental care and you want free education and whatever, whatever. So you enlist now in the military, you want the veteran benefits and whatever, whatever. You go willingly into that, and you're sent under false pretenses into this Middle Eastern war because accordingly they did a terrorist attack over here. Now, before we get into what the military is doing, I want people to understand that there is a distribution by race. And for the people that I'm being completely genuine, because if you can see, there's every race here, including the quote unquote Hispanics of any race. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is the light blue is the women, enlisted women in active duty by 2019, and the dark blue, the navy blue, is the active duty enlisted males. So we have the white population, of course. There's 54% of the military is, and this is all parts of military, all branches. 54% is white women, and 69% of the white participation is white males. Now, following that number, the second largest groups is the Black counterparts, with 28.92% of their participation in it being active duty enlisted women, 16.94% of active duty enlisted being Black men. And then we have the 21% of the enlisted Latinos being women, 17.9% of active duty enlisted
Yeah.
Latinos.
Wait. Give me 1 minute. I wanna give a read the super chats. Marquise says soldiers volunteered because it kept them from stateside or old combat, and it was also a shorter commitment to being drafted. It was just to get it over with.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a
yeah.
lie, because I can give you the same thing. Many Puerto Ricans were forced to be drafted, and you're talking to a medical cadet.
Oh shit.
They enlisted. Yeah, I've been a medical cadet from 2011 all the way from I started in 2008 all the way to 2011. So you cannot talk to me about, oh, there was no other option. You had the medical cadets. You didn't have to go into war.
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans did that.
And
So don't tell me the whole thing. You see, this is the problem
yeah.
with
Wait,
the
real quick.
disingenuous
Wait,
angels
real
thing that we
quick.
want to do.
Mr. Carbon Master, okay. All here is tether babble. Oh, here we go. Tether babble. Why are only blacks in the title? There were Mexicans and Puerto Rican, which we already said in the beginning. Yes, we
Yeah, I'm
understand.
showing. I
The
don't know if
reason
you can
why we're
read.
talking about just Black Americans is because of you guys. This is what you guys are saying. This is your narrative, and we're just putting it in context. Mexicans and Puerto Ricans who voluntarily enlisted.
Yeah,
In the
didn't we just
Vietnam
said that
era.
like
No,
four
we said
times?
that. Yeah, we said that.
Isn't it? And I want Mr. Carbon Master. Can you not read? Did you not went to school? The table, the
said that
graphic
too.
that I have here has all the races, even Asians and Hispanics here of any race that
Exactly.
also went and are still in the
But
military.
I wanna real quick. I wanna pinpoint something. Uh, this is. Can you read that real quick? Hold on. There it goes. The United States involvement in regime change in Latin America. Mind you, the America didn't just say, "Well, you know what? I'm in the suit and I'm just gonna go over there and destabilize it." No, What they did was they sent soldiers over there, and them soldiers were literally of every race.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 1,000. This is the reason why Latinos are migrating, because of stabilization. We have to keep it 1,000. We can't just say, "Oh, our team is innocent. Our team is innocent," when that's not true. But I'm gonna put back your stuff. Go ahead, Denise.
Yeah. So when people talk about, oh, like, we weren't volunteer, I'm a veteran, and that's not true. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. For the people that are actively in the military in this era, again, you mentioned at the beginning, Muhammad Ali, what he did.
He
Also,
um he
I have a
decided to go to jail because he didn't want to fight the war.
exactly. So again, if you didn't want it to get drafted, why you didn't join the brother? Now, another thing, because you know what America is doing. If they tell you military, you have to people. It's. I mean, what do you think the military does? Eat cupcakes overseas? They kill
Mm,
people. That's literally what
yeah,
it is. They go. You're gonna go and you're gonna have to kill people. So if you are still saying this whole thing, like, oh, like I don't know the orders that I'm gonna be given, you're gonna be told different ways of killing people. Like that's the reality. I mean, I don't know how we can make it clear. If you didn't learn that with the World War I, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the World War II, then I don't know. We can't explain it to you. You probably your intellectual coefficient is not
yeah,
sufficient to understand this. Now, one thing I want to say is that now that we have established this, I want people to understand everyone that joins the military in modern era, modern society, does it in a voluntary way for whatever benefits that they can get. Let's just keep it real. Now,
yeah,
one thing I want to say is that I've spoken about the Espionage Act, and I want you to understand that this is what the military does. Okay, this is exactly what the military does. And right now we have Edward Snowden and Julian Assange enduring hell to the point that even the president of Mexico is saying that he will allow Assange to seek asylum as a refugee in Mexico because of what the US is doing to him, simply because he did the WikiLeaks. He exposed that the US was doing war crimes overseas. That's
yeah,
what your military does. So when people want to come with this whole mantle of innocence and angelical praises and all this stuff, that's what you go do over there. You go and brutalize people. You go and start famine in Yemen and Syria and Libya, and all these people start washing up at the coast of Greece, death, toddlers that are dead. If you don't believe me, go watch the news. Look it up for yourself. 2, 3 year old babies washing up death from Yemen and Syria. That's what we're
yeah,
doing over there. They're eating leaves because our military, that's what our military is doing.
yeah,
So when
yeah,
people
yeah.
say like, "Oh, we haven't done anything. We're innocent. We don't do these things. We're so sweet. We're so kind." No, we're not. No, we're not.
Well, or or some of them be like,
I want to be a white boy like me and you are. I want to be a regular person.
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Yo, I want to be a white boy just like me and you." after
Ah,
they after they get caught,
yeah.
you got Americans, right? Americans going to Ukraine, and after they get caught up in
I want
Russia,
to be a white boy like me and you are. I want to be a regular person.
you know what I
Oh my
mean? And
God.
he's like, "Come on, my white brother, we can't be doing this."
Like,
So yeah. Go ahead,
and,
go
and
ahead.
it doesn't stop there. Let's move it from the military for a minute because I want to continue to talk about yes, Blood Moon. It's very difficult to see the pictures and the videos from Yemen. One thing I want to talk about is when people talk about like, oh, like you're American, we don't do these things to you. The Puerto Ricans, I don't know what they're complaining about. Look, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, even Puerto Ricans profit from Puerto Rican misery.
Yeah,
Okay, look at our government,
yeah,
look at our own people. Everybody, you profit in that because people play the game. And this applies to black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everyone.
yeah.
So we're not angels. And I'm gonna prove it right here, just real quick again.
Yeah, and guys, I already put the link in the
Something,
chat.
something that
Let's give it
people,
a minute. I want Denise to finish, and then I'm gonna finish up, and then I'll let people win.
something that
Just stay in the
people,
back. Just stay in the back, guys.
I have two more points,
Go ahead.
but something that people don't understand, the Jones Act that limits how Puerto Ricans receive goods, and it makes us pay almost 3 times the price of goods. Okay. The main company that does this and delivers these goods to PR is called Crowley. Crowley is in Fort Lauderdale, and they arrive in PR. Now, the demographics of the employees include, and I'm gonna put it here so that people, oh, you're doing this only to Black people. No, it also has Latino, and we know that in Florida there's a high concentration of Ricans. So there's a very high chance that Puerto Ricans are doing this to Puerto Ricans too. So again, white 61% of the people that profit from this the misery of the Puerto Rican island, 61% is white folks that are employed at Crowley. Now, 17% of the people that profit from the misery of Puerto Ricans are Latino. And 11% of the people that profit from the misery that the Puerto Rican people go through today is Black Americans. So that's another point that I wanted to bring up. So when people keep talking about these things, oh, we don't profit from Latin Americans' pain. We don't do anything to you. No, you do harm just like everybody else does. We do it, you do it, white people do it.
Yeah, I think our main point is like nobody should be claiming that they're innocent.
Now, yeah,
I think that's what our main point is.
Another, and this is my last thing that I wanted to point out. Two things. I'm sick and tired of the FBI hashtag, or FBA hashtag, that they claim that their collective has never had power, and like, Obama did not represent them because Obama did more stuff. And I get it, people will get offended by this, but like I've said many times, that, oh, Obama didn't do anything for Black people. Let me tell you something. Your president that represented you, and I'm going to explain this real quick, aside from deporting more Latinos so that you had a fighting chance for the jobs that you say we steal, and we do. I mean, I'm being honest. Let's keep it real. We do. This is their country. We come here, we take the resources, and we try to fight them. That's why we come here with all the contempt for Black people, because they're our competition. That's a reality. And we try to intimidate them, and they should do everything in their power to send us back. That is a reality. Now, how Obama wins. Look at how it says Obama wins. But did Obama really win? Supposedly, Obama lost. But I want you guys to understand that this is what Obama won, because Obama lost some of the legislation to help Latinos. But what Obama did not told you is that early in his term, the reactions from both camps of what he did in Arizona ended up racially profiling people with the show me your paper stuff. It says the reaction from both camps were telling Mr. Obama, went to the specific of the case, warning about the potential for civil rights violations, obviously for the U.S. citizens that are of Latino descent. The provision that was upheld requires police in Arizona to check the immigration status of anyone they suspected of being in the U.S. illegally, a process that could result in racial profiling. So basically, you have your beloved president as the face of your ethnic group, allowing under his term Latino racial profiling. So a cop could stop you in Arizona and ask you for your damn papers just because your last name is Gonzalez or because you look too Indio.
Well, I would, let me go and play devil's advocate just real quick, and then I'm gonna let people in. Obama is not Black American though, so how can you?
Okay, who he represented, Radical?
I mean, who he represented?
Who he represented?
America.
Who he represented?
America. No, he represented Black America. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real, because that's the same thing when they're like, oh, he's not FBA. Well, I remember FBA voted for him overwhelmingly and were crying when he won.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the Puerto Ricans. And we're like, oh, Obama is God. You go to Puerto Rico, Obama is God over there. They have a whole table where he sat on, and that table is sacred in Casa Alta. They want to praise Obama and all this stuff, but they don't want to own the stuff that Obama did. We're being disingenuous left and right, and this is all society.
Yeah. I'm start having people come in now. Mr. Carbon Master, Kevin C, and this guy's the most hated Latina. So stupid.
Jesus Christ.
I know that's Don. What's going on, guys? What's up? I want to start with Mr. Carbon. Hey, what's up? I want to start with Mr. Carbon, because he was here first. Give me your opinions, your take on the situation and the topic at hand.
First of all, I love to say, if I can have my turn to talk here, mute everybody. Mike, for a minute, I just wanted to quote, like, dude, there's Latino cartel members that decapitate little Hispanic girls' heads every day. Had tunnels that went from Mexico all the way to Chicago and work with the CIA to smuggle billions of dollars of drugs into youth American black communities. That just that just shows how y'all are a walking contradiction of your title, all in a nutshell, and talking completely out of your asses by far.
Got it. I want you to I want you to finish your statement. Is there anything else you want to say?
Oh, that's pretty much my only
Okay,
point.
got it. So
I hit the home run there.
okay, got it.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
That's funny. That's funny. So let me ask you.
Relax.
You let me ask you.
Look at Kevin. He's laughing because he can.
Wait. Let me ask you something. Do you think that Black Americans are not doing that right now, or are not doing that in America?
But all those drug
I'm asking.
institutions
No,
come
I'm
from
asking.
y'all, bro.
I'm asking you. Do you think?
Let's not talk
It was a
about a
question.
symptom of a cancer. That's what we're not going to do. We're going to talk about the root causes of the disease.
Oh well, if we're going
not
to talk about the root,
symptoms of it.
if we want to talk about the root causes, it's white supremacy. It has nothing to do with us.
Nah, not dude.
Which
Dude,
one
and
is
the
it?
twins, and the
Which one is
twins.
it? Which one is it? Why are we selling drugs?
Pedro Flores and Margarito Flores were literally drug lord twins
Why
that
are we
smuggled
selling drugs?
drugs
Why
to
are we selling
Chicago,
drugs?
bro.
Why are we selling drugs? Because we woke up one day and said, you know
They
what? Black
literally had a
Americans-
$3 billion net worth.
I'm asking you something. Why are we selling drugs? Exactly. That's what I thought.
No, but you know what? What's
No.
funny?
You
know what's funny now?
Real quick. Hold on. This is what I thought. Don't come at me, or don't come at us saying, "Well, y'all do this." Okay, what's the you want to go to the root? Okay, why are we doing it? Why are we selling drugs? It's not because we woke up one day wanting to do it.
No, it's the same.
Bullshit.
It's the same. It's the same reason why I was talking yesterday to Rakim and Mr. Kevin when I was saying, yeah, I don't blame Black Americans for selling crack. Come on, they were broke as hell. I would have sold crack too. My thing is, using drugs is the actual thing that I have no respect for. Now, my thing is don't
tell me all this black empowerment, white supremacy is doing all of this stuff, and when I bring it back to white supremacy, oh well, you can't say that. No, which one is it?
No, this is my thing. This is my thing. Why do we have to bring brown on brown crime, but then we don't bring black and black crime? You know, that's not. This is so weird to bring brown on brown crime when we're actively telling you the brown participation in colonizing the world. We're actually telling you that you also contributed and are still actively colonizing the world with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Why do we have to bring how does that correlate to brown on brown crime? We know brown on brown crime exists. Come on, we're just telling you that 70% of Latinos and 28% of Latinos are also terrorizing Latin America through the military industrial complex.
Exactly. So I want to move it. I want to move it to Kevin C. Shout out to Kevin C. What's going on, bro? And then I'm gonna move it to this guy, the most hated Latino. I got somebody in the back. I'm gonna have him come. Give me a minute, guy. I'm gonna have you come in. Kevin C. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing? It's a pretty decent topic. I see what it is you guys are trying to do. The point to, you know, historically speaking, you know, African participation. You know, from the colonial era. I'll just start at the colonial era, you know, from the 1600s all the way up until now. Yeah. And then, you know, and this is not, and then you did mention that, you know, Hispanics were also involved in all of this stuff too. So you guys had your reasons. Black people had their reasons as well. All of that being said is that, man, this is one of those things that where Black people are in a position to make a hard decision over an easy left. You know, take the hard right over the easy left, meaning that you go one way and then you just kind of absolve yourself from it. But then you take that hard right, and then now you're kind of into it. The thing is that Black people have always had a conundrum to deal with. how do we survive in a situation where they're not fully, or where we don't have full inclusion? So in a lot of ways, and I'm not making any excuses, and you're right, at some point it does become a volunteer force. Now you understand that things shifted once you get into the modern era. All right. But that being said, Black people are actually in a rock and a hard place based on, opportunities, things that they could do. And then, remember at one point, even after enslavement, Black people thought about leaving the country altogether and going either to Africa or Central or South America. That was actually an option. And even Abraham Lincoln himself considered that until he realized, hey, we need these Black people to actually work the agriculture that we had them doing when they were enslaved. We just got to pay them now. So Black people have always been needed, but at the same time, when you don't fully include people in the process, as far as making decisions, as far as, economically, politically, educationally, all that other stuff, then you're kind of putting them in a position to make, certain decisions that people are going to look back and evaluate later and go, well, you could have did this or you could have did that. And I would disagree. I'd say that they're just difficult decisions to make. Matter of fact, and to your point, Denisse, even your folks had to make the same decisions. Like you guys were put literally in the same situation. So we could boil it down to and just drill it down to, yeah, it was white supremacy, open racism, hardcore right-wing extremism, and everything else. We could do that and blame it on white folks. Matter of fact, it'd be interesting if a white person came up here and actually tried to defend all of this stuff. I'd actually like to see that. But
all my white brethren, please come in.
I'm putting Black people and Hispanics in the same situation, which is you got to make a decision on how you're going to survive in a place where you're not fully included. So
yes,
I'll go ahead and land right there.
I agree with that 100%. That's one thing we're going to agree with, because you got to see it from that's what I meant when I told Marquis at the beginning, America is an empire. Because if you look at the previous empire, which was the Roman Empire and the Spanish Empire, these people at some point had to comply with the empire in order to move forward, because peasantry life, it ain't fun. So yeah, I mean, white supremacy put in place a lot of force and obligated things and coerced practices in order to accustom the disenfranchised people that they acquired in the spoils of war and through slavery, so that they could get accustomed to serve the republic. That is a fact. Now, my thing is, we gotta understand when we do these things, like participating in the wars, like participating and joining the spoils that have been pillaged throughout the world, you're just simply incorporating yourself for whatever end goal. Because that's another thing. We don't know what's in the hearts of these people. We don't know if they're just trying to get back the wealth that was stolen from them. But for whatever reason, you're still joining and reinforcing the republic. And that is something that, people don't want to understand. Like when, for example, when we have the Boricuiners and we have the 16th Infantry in Puerto Rico, they joined the military. Most of them were forced. But today we have so many Puerto Ricans that join the military voluntarily, because they're like, hey, this is a better way of life. I can make money. I can eventually come back here, start a business, and make this, and the third. And we don't know what's in their hearts, but they're still reinforcing the republic. And that's what we're trying to point out here. Like, there is an active participation in the whole Americana and the American systems that is prevalent till this day. And there's no such thing as I have my hands clean. That doesn't exist.
Well, so this is what I will say to that, is that here's what I don't want you to make it seem like that Black people are on the ground making these decisions. You know what? I got to go down to Latin America and destabilize the place. I got to go to Central America. I got to, tear this place up and get, because I always look at it like this. You can't put people in a situation to make difficult decisions and then create these scenarios and then, be surprised as the decisions that they make. And then on top of that, this is another thing I look at too. Black people were enslaved for a long time in North America. Do you really think that Black people coming out of enslavement, had they been fully included? Matter of fact, had there not been in any slavery in the first place, what people are supposed to do is, you come across a new country, people that you're interacting with, what you're supposed to do is interact with them in a friendly and hospitable way and exchange resources to your benefit and to their benefit. What the United States has done, and let's just say the West. And when I say West, I'm talking about white folks. That's what I'm talking about, because it's white people who do it. Europeans, people of European descent, the straight white folks, they do that stuff. They look at something, they go, you know what? Yeah, that's what we should do. We should work with you. We should trade with you. But you know what? I won't get the full benefit of that. So I'm just going to take all your stuff. See, and that's the wrong way to do business. See, so we just happen to fall up under that. You guys fall up under that too. If you're, Latino and you're living here, you fall in that same situation. We got to get away from the idea that somehow black people are making the decisions. The only guy that you can actually point to is Obama. And you know what? You know how we feel about him.
No, but that's the thing, Kevin. Yeah. It's not, again, we're dancing back to the disingenuous part of, the active participation. Who pointed a gun at Black Americans to profit from joining Crowley and profit from Puerto Rican misery? Who pointed a gun at those Black Americans?
I would say most people, until you brought that up, I would say most Black people wouldn't even know about that. They would have no idea.
Well, 11% of their employee base is Black Americans. Who pointed a gun at them to profit from Puerto Rican misery?
I see your point. What I'm telling you is that when you're out here doing what it is you're supposed to do.
No, but it's like I said.
You're talking about in that yeah. But again, but Black people can also make that same argument that because people profited off of their misery, right?
Which Puerto Rican profited from Black slavery?
Which Puerto Rican profited from Black slavery?
Yeah, which Puerto Rican profited from Black slavery?
Which Puerto Rican? That's a good question. I would say the actual island, wouldn't
it? Puerto Rico is an island. Which Puerto Rican profited from Black slavery in America? Here,
when they were a colony, they were I get it. They were exploited and all the other stuff and everything else, right?
Yeah, we lived through the same thing. As a matter of fact, it was thanks to the United States that actually ordered Spain to stop enslaving our Black people in Puerto Rico. So which Puerto Rican actually came to the U.S. and benefited from your exploitation through slavery?
Through slavery?
Yeah.
It's a residual effect. Like everybody who's...
I said who? Puerto Rican? Can you name
Denisse,
them?
This is what I'm saying. You could make the argument that everybody who came after enslavement benefits from the wealth.
How can you say that when you have Minnie Miñoso, you have Roberto Clemente living through active segregation with y'all?
Okay.
It's like I said, we have to be genuine when we make these arguments, because there's history that will make us look like we didn't look into it or we decided to ignore it. We have to be realistic. Latinos profit from other Latinos' misery. But Black people profit even from Black people's misery.
I think you're trying to have an honest conversation. I just may disagree with the way that you're framing it, because I look at the conditions that people are in. But I don't want to hold. I know you got to get the next guy on.
No, but that's the thing. It's like the conditions that people live in. Most of you guys all of us live better than a lot of people in the world, even when you're in American poverty.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've seen it. I've seen how people live. Yeah, I've seen how people live in other countries. Absolutely.
So with that being said, when people say like, "Oh, I was forced to do that," you could have also chosen to stay poor in America, because poor life in America is rich living in many countries in the world.
Real quick to this dude right here. No, Spain is not the mother country.
We don't like Spain
either. We got
to the guy in the chat. Yes, I am answering the questions.
We got three.
To answer questions and to ask questions.
We got three roots: Spain, Africa, and indigenous. So if you want to say Spain is the mother country, then you're gonna have to say Africa also is the mother country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this proves nobody knows nothing about Latinos. Most hated Latino, go ahead, and I have this dude come in. Bro, give me 1 minute. I want the most hated Latino to go, and then you could go ahead. All right.
All right, sound good.
Don, go ahead.
What's good?
What up?
One thing that I'm just saying for the topic at hand and everything like that is that as far as African Americans or people of Black descent being colonizers, I mean, if you actually look at it pertaining to what Kevin C said, there was there was a lot of people that I guess that did whatever they did because they were under a racist system. So now to go and try to say that they're colonizers, but yet they haven't reaped the benefit of the colonizers. I can't really call them that because between Latinos and African Americans, we still going to jail. We're You got people who still doing drugs or selling drugs. So therefore, we're just actually caught up in the system while another race or people are actually getting richer out of our misery. That's my view on it.
Gotcha. So let me ask you, Don. You don't think when America goes to Afghanistan or whatever the case is, and they have a whole race of people, white, black, and Latinos and stuff like that, you don't think that they're participating in the agenda that America is trying to do?
I mean, it's okay. And I say this, they might be participating, right? And they might go under the guise of that they're helping people, whatever the case may be. But the thing is, though, sometimes soldiers are blind to the politics that actually is going down in Washington.
Most of them have no clue or any real idea.
Gotcha.
And you don't even learn about most of that stuff until after the fact. Well, after the
Exactly.
fact. How stuff plays out on the ground is not how it plays out strategically at the highest levels.
Gotcha.
And and I don't want to insult you guys, but I understand how the military works, and I did it for a long time. At the 3 levels of warfare, things play out completely differently at the tactical level versus the strategic level. And then you have foreign policy, which not black people, but the people in the military have nothing to do with.
So when you go into the military, you go expecting not to kill people.
You would like to not have to kill people. And if you're doing that, you're doing it in defense of national security and domestic security as well, and in support of American foreign policy. That's what you sign up for. Now, nobody's telling you what the policies are, and you don't really know that major agenda.
So you guys don't know the policies of the country that enslaved you, did Jim Crow on you, lynch you, torture you, brutalize you, still brutalizes you, still kills you, even with cameras. You don't know that country might have policies that are just as brutal and with maniac tendencies to other people. That's the policies that we're claiming that people don't know.
Interesting enough, everything you just mentioned, in all of my time in the military, I never saw any of that during overseas operations.
So Julian Assange is lying.
The only time you engage is when you're actually. The only time you would engage in opposition or the enemy or opposition forces is when they're engaging you to defend yourself, your personnel, and the equipment, and that's it. But
exactly.
How that plays out strategically, that's at a different level.
Oh, so it's not that you go. So it's not that you go. So it's not that you go kill people. It's just how you go about it. This is a contradiction. I'm lost between a sea of words. So you go in there
because I understand it, and you don't because you're not military. I'm not saying
that I don't want to understand the tactics. I know that the end result, whether it goes through mental gymnastics or a lot of revised vocabulary in order to preserve national secrets and whatnot, I know that at the end of the day, we all read the WikiLeaks. We know what happens overseas. Now, my thing is, so you don't know that joining the military means that you will have to bombard, kill, dismember people.
Everything that you just said, that's not how it plays out on the ground. And
can I say something?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that do you go
give
into
it a
the
minute.
military? Did you go into the military not knowing that you're going to blow up people and shoot them and kill them? Because that's the purpose. You go over there but you go
that's
under
part of the purpose of the military,
but you go under the premise of hostility. Do you not?
If the hostility is necessary, yeah, absolutely.
Then
and that's in support of foreign policy and defending the United States and national security.
Then
whatever that may be.
Then you go over there knowing that you're going to at some point kill people. Yes or no?
if you have to, and did I
But
just
that
explain
no,
foreign
again,
policy,
that's what I
national
said.
security, geopolitical
know-
stability, and
No,
all that other
but
stuff?
I think Kevin C. I think her point is that you're doing that under the guise of what America wants you to do.
No,
That's
no.
the point.
Everything
I
that you mentioned, as
understand.
it happens to black people, everything that's bad. Military people aren't going over there doing that stuff. We're not killing people now. And even if they did stuff like that,
But
you know,
you're,
they got
but
killed.
dude, you're
For
just
example, the
but
Abu
you're
Ghraib prison
destabilizing,
scandal.
but you're
How much trouble did they get in
but
for
you're
mistreating
destabilizing
those prisoners?
economies. You're
But
destabilizing
this is the
economies, though.
contradiction that okay, this is the point. When we say you join the military, because we all read the WikiLeaks. We know that Julian Assange exposed a lot of war crimes that happen and all the stuff that we're doing in other countries. Toddlers are not washing up dead from Syria into the Greece coast out of nowhere. They're being killed. Now, one thing is that I want to say, when we point out that there's all this stuff happening as the direct result of U.S. military invasion and destabilization of these countries, when we mention that, you guys bring the argument that is very fair that you don't make these orders. Understood.
Yeah,
Granted, you
the soldiers
don't.
aren't making those orders.
You just take them, or you take a dishonorable discharge that will change your life for the worse forever. Granted, you don't know these orders. Now, my thing is, if that is the case, that you don't know the orders that you're gonna be given, and these things actually do happen, you cannot use the same argument that you guys are not doing such heinous things, because which one is it? Are you doing heinous things or you're not? Now, my thing is, regardless of if you're doing heinous things or you're not, when you go into the military, your expectation is that you're going to, at some point, by any way necessary, at some point, you're going to have to end lives. And if you
Only
go into the
under certain
military, it
circumstances,
doesn't matter
very
if
limited
it's, but you're basically saying that the war crimes are ordered and it's out of your
Whoa,
hands.
we're not doing war crimes. There's no war
Again,
crimes. We don't
no,
do that.
no.
Denise, I
again.
think we're going. Wait, hold on, Denise. I think we're going on the circle. And I want everybody to talk. And I'm so sorry, but I got the dude. I can't pronounce the Tenuti.
Tehu with the medical symbol.
Yeah, with the medical symbol. Go ahead, bro. I know you want to say something. Go ahead, dude.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's Tahuti.
Tahuti. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? So, couple of things here I wanted to mention. With the, I wanted to go into some other things, but we're on this topic of the military. As far as Black Americans, our identity, Black identity, Black icons, every single Black icon was against American imperialism. When Ali was drafted to Vietnam, he defected and went to jail for it. Martin Luther King, when he started getting those assassination attempts, when the government really started coming after him, and the Black American was the biggest enemy to America, it was when he started talking about what we were doing in Vietnam. Malcolm, Nation of Islam. We are all anti-imperialism. So this concept or this idea that, you Black people are always saying that you're all angels and everything. Name me one Black icon. I'm not talking about some guys in the military or some puppet in the White House. I'm talking about Black icons. And these people that you're talking about are not Black, as the identity would have it.
Wait, the people that what? Somebody's not
He's
Black.
talking about, like, basically our most famous Black leaders. Did they support U.S. imperialism?
I'm saying Black culture, Black identity is not focused or doesn't promote Americans going overseas to disrupt Venezuela. In fact, it is the opposite. We support Venezuela. We supported Cuba.
Well, hold on. Wait. Let me just say something real quick. The reason why I made the stream the way I made the stream is because you have certain individuals in the cultist group called FBA or ADOS or whatever the case is that are going out of their way to remind us that they were in every war and also.
Hold on. Wait. Before you say they're in this group. FBA is not a group. It is a lineage.
No. It's a group.
It is a How are you going to tell me?
Well,
It's the descendant of slaves. It is a bloodline. It is not a group.
It's a group because the person that made the group even said that you need a certain classification if you're half FBA to be considered FBA. That makes it a group.
You have to have a lineage that comes from slavery.
Okay. All right.
How is that is a lineage?
Let me ask you then. Granted, let me ask you. A half FBA person, are they still FBA?
Do they have a lineage that comes from the descendant of slaves? Yes or no?
One part of it, they do.
Okay, so then they're FBA.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Tariq Nasheed says you have to have a track record to show that you helped out FBA. How is that tangible?
Helped out FBA?
Yeah, this is what he said in his own website.
What do you mean helped out? I don't understand what that means.
I don't know. So because apparently you need a track record to help out FBA to be considered FBA if you're half FBA.
No, what he means there is that you can't have a history of actually doing anything to undermine or sabotage.
How is that? How can that be tangibly? How can you get
because
that?
We have people who are actually doing that. That's why.
So who's the gatekeeper then? Who's gonna verify who did?
There's no real gatekeeper. It's just a collective. I mean, we don't rock with Candace Owens.
If there's no
so
gatekeeper,
we're gatekeeping
if
against
there's
her.
no gatekeeper, then who's going to verify the track record?
Well, here's the thing: if you're somebody who is an agent and somebody who comes in and just sabotages everything that we do, if you're coming in to our conversation and says you don't need reparations, that is everybody should get reparations. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Again, there's FBA people. There's FBA people that think like that. So now they're not FBA.
Well, so
no, they're still FBA. Hold on, they're still FBA.
No, that's not true because FBA people who disagree with you
that's not. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
You point to the people that you think are like that you say are like making all these threats and doing this crazy stuff. Nobody's
they're FBA, bro. They're the ones talking about FBA this and FBA that, bro.
I get that you say that. I'm still looking for.
How can you have a requirement on a lineage that doesn't make sense?
What do you? It's a lineage. It's called a lineage. I don't know what's so hard.
No, exactly. Why is there a requirement on the lineage then? That doesn't make sense. That makes it a group.
I think you're saying just because you say that doesn't make it bad.
May I say something?
We don't want to get down this rabbit hole. We have people who are full FBA who are actually doing things to undermine FBA. Herschel Walker is running around talking about black people don't need reparations. That dude's from Georgia. He's actually where my family is from.
And he gets called out.
And he's called a tether. And he's called a tether, though.
No, he's called a sellout.
No, he is not called an AT tether. He's a Sambo.
He's called a tether. What are you talking about?
He's a sellout. He's a Sambo.
Bro,
okay.
Bro, Pan African Strikes Back is FBA. He's called a tether all through.
And that's very interesting that you had Pan African Strike Back on your channel many times because he is an agent, and you are really starting to look like an agent yourself.
Great.
I'm going to step down now.
No. Don't step down because.
Okay.
I want you to see this. I want you to really see this.
Radical, I disagree.
All right, show me.
This is from the official FBA website. This is from the official FBA website, and let me finish. What is the status of people with half FBA and half immigrant lineage? Why is there an exception? The only exception to this rule is that the half FBA individual has a verified track record of loyalty. How is that tangible? How can you verify that? That means that
you see what they're literally doing. Who's
the gatekeeper then? So who's the gatekeeper?
Radical. We have people who are black immigrants literally saying black people don't deserve reparations. It's not about whether black people get reparations or not.
Who's the gatekeeper?
You really shouldn't be making those types of statements as a black person in America.
Then guess what? Then that makes it a group, not a lineage. If there's a check mark that you have to check, and there's nobody that's going to be verifying that, then that makes it a group.
Okay, so I think we can disagree on this because I see it as somebody could be part of the lineage, but actually be a sellout, be demonstrating sellout
We've
behavior
seen
too.
that.
Very
Yes, we've seen that.
disingenuous.
If you're a
We've
black
seen that,
person
yes, you're
who's
right.
descended from freedmen, like Herschel Walker, who would probably has FBA on both sides, now he's running around talking about he's Native American. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But the bottom line
FBA
is,
people are saying
I
that.
suspect that he has two black parents. That are descended from
FBA
freedmen.
people are saying that they're Native American too.
Well, no, because not the military, but the United States went out of its way to make sure any black people could not be classified as Native Americans. Our government don't want us to
Well,
get
you
shit.
gotta tell
You
Dane
know.
Calloway that. You gotta tell Secure the Tribe that. You gotta tell all these little buffoons talking about their with feathers in their head talking about their Native American, bro.
Look, you ain't Native American unless the Native Americans who control the roles and the roster and all that other stuff say you're Native American.
My
They're the
point,
only ones who control.
my point
Well,
is
none of that. So
my
whatever
point
somebody is saying, none of that shit
my
matters.
point
And you
is
know
your lineage can be taken away just because you disagree with the leader. That's what my
No,
point
no,
is.
no, no, no.
Yeah, you're trying a little bit too hard to point us as a group, and it's simple. It's just
I'm
a
not-
lineage.
it's
You're
not-
going a little
it's
too
not-
hard, buddy.
It's not too hard, bro. It's me just do it. It's easy. Look at the
No,
website.
I think you're missing the point, Radical. Literally,
I'm like telling you right now what it is, and you're like, no, this is what it is. This is what it is.
No,
You kind of have like a talking point that you really have to kind of have to push. It's very interesting.
You could
He's full
you
FBA.
could repeat
He's-
the lie. It's fine. But I'm telling you right now, it's a group, not a lineage. You could repeat the lie. That's cool.
Radical.
Because when
Can
you
listen to
repeat,
me for just a second here?
hold on. When you repeat the lie constantly, you're gonna get indoctrinated.
So
constantly.
how would you want us to call ourselves? What's the best name that you would suggest?
I could care less what you guys call yourself.
No, I'm asking you. What would be a
And I'm
good
answering
name
you. I could care
for us
less
to call a lineage of people? What's the best one?
Care. I do not care.
How about Freedmen? Would that work for you, or is that a group too?
I really don't care what y'all call yourselves. My point
Well,
is
Freedmen is
American
actually
descendants of
used-
slaves, is that a group, or is that a group? Is that a lineage? What is it?
Let me tell you. My point is when you make a lineage, then you put classifications in order for that lineage and put a smokescreen just to attack certain individuals. That doesn't make it a lineage. That makes it a group. On top of that, the people who are
what is your
part of that
suggestion
lineage
though?
gets taken away when you disagree with the Grandmaster, bro. That's a group.
No, you cannot get taken away from being FBA. Turk
how
has said that
come-
on multiple occasions. You cannot stop being
so why is
FBA.
Brandon
It's
the
impossible.
tether then? Why is Brandon the
Who?
tether?
Brandon says a lot of stuff that I don't even.
Why is
agree
Brandon the
with.
tether then? He got
He-
taken
he-
away from FBA. He's a
he-
tether, right? So why is Brandon the tether?
Who's
He
Brandon?
got taken away from the
He's-
group.
he's
Nobody's
like
getting
Pan-
taken away.
Pan-
He's
Pan-
anti. He's anti. He's anti-black. He's a turncoat. He's somebody who got paid. You know, there's coons. He's a coon. That's what's called a coon. Do you know what a coon is?
Coons are everywhere.
Hey,
There's
Radical,
Okay.
no,
coons in the Latin community. There's coons in the white community. There's coons in the black community. I get that. My thing is he disagreed with the whole FBA. Now he's a tether. Tether is only excluded to non-FBA people.
So you know,
Come on,
when
now.
Pan African-
Come on, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
Radical. Can I get this out, man?
Go
When
ahead,
Brandon
go
first came up, I disagree with most of what he was saying. That dude was way off.
I don't
FBA or
agree with
not, he's
everything
just
he
wrong
says.
on
No, you're right,
50% of what he's saying.
You're
I
right.
don't,
I don't
rock with
agree
him.
he says. You're right. You're right.
I've literally been over to his channel and I've disagreed with him on his own channel.
I've seen you. You guys had a debate and stuff. I totally understand, bro. I don't agree with everything.
But I'm not going to
Brandon
attack him
says.
whether or not he's FBA or not. You know, he does sound suspect on a lot of occasions.
I don't. This is my thing. Once you disagree with the Grandmaster, now you're a tether.
See, now you're trying to make him a leader. And you know the FBI, these government organizations, they need a leader to target.
Fam.
You are attempting, going really hard to label somebody as a leader. That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
Okay, wait. No.
Can we get back on the topic with this thing? 'Cause I
Wait.
want to make this point.
If he's not the leader, then why are we following his rules?
Nobody's following anybody's rules, my friend. Nobody is.
Really? Nobody's following.
No, when you have 15 years, 20, when you have 20, 30, 40, 50-year track record of doing the right thing by your people, then you have credibility.
Oh, okay.
If you come in if you come in last year and say, "Oh, I don't like this," you don't have credibility. You have it's called a track record.
Let's talk about track records outside of DVDs. Name me one thing that Tariq Nasheed's done that helped out the Black community tangibly.
Are you Black?
Is that the answer? Am I Black?
No, I'm asking you a question. Are you Black?
No, I'm not Black.
So how can you gauge what somebody does that is helpful for the Black community?
I'm sorry, what?
Radical, this is where you and I disagree. Actually, teaching history is a good thing.
Wait, real quick.
That's a tangible.
What does that me being Black or not Black?
Because we're trying to gauge what Black people need. Like, oh, he didn't do anything.
I didn't say nothing.
Who voted you in to be the one to gauge what Black people need?
You're talking about having a track record.
What the impact of an individual for Black people is.
Let's talk about track records.
Very interesting.
Let's talk about track records if we want to be interested. Let's talk about track records. Name me a tangible thing that Tariq Nasheed's done that helped out the Black community.
You already named 4.
I didn't name 4. I didn't even name 1.
You said the documentaries, right?
Outside of the documentaries, because that doesn't help out anything. Because that's what you guys.
Oh, it doesn't help out anything. It doesn't help out. Okay.
It doesn't.
It's teaching young Black kids their history. Come on, man. You don't think that helps?
No. The majority of what Hidden Color has.
That's nothing. Teaching them their history, teaching them their identity, teaching them who they are and who they need to strive to be great. That's nothing. Okay.
I'm not gonna.
I see why you don't like to read.
The majority of what Hidden Colors has, I'm not gonna knock. It's some deep shit. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm gonna say 30% of it is full bullshit. 30%. The majority of it.
But people can look at that and figure that out for themselves by studying the history and doing follow-on research. That's not
something tangible because, again, even in his own words, anybody can make DVDs. What have you done tangibly? Because if I want to
question me about not opening a bank,
if we want to talk about DVDs, then shit, my whole YouTube channel helped out the Black community.
Does it?
It does. If we're gonna, so how does DVDs help out the Black community then?
Okay, so I do get some information. I'm asking you to explain that, but I'll tell you how it helps me. I actually do get some information from your channel.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. My YouTube channel gives some great information as well.
That's information.
We're both at an equal footing again. So that means
no, you are not.
Black community, right? Wait. So
no, you are definitely not on equal footing.
Oh, so information is exclusive now?
Radical, I feel like you're taking this personal, man.
Look, these
not personal because
these arguments are very kind of really deflective.
Dumb. It's really dumb. That's why, because
you're not Black. First of all, you're not even Black. So how are you supposed to gauge the impact of those videos? Or they're just DVDs. So what? How are you supposed to gauge the impact of how helpful those are to the Black community?
Listen, I could be.
You're not even Black, brother. Why are you even here? Why? Why are you attacking us? Why?
My thing is, I could be an alien and I can still see that.
Who are you?
Whole thing is,
what is Latino anyway? What is Latino? What is Latino?
Man, we got way off.
What is Latino?
My thing is,
what is it?
You cannot tell me what Tariq Nasheed has done for the Black community whatsoever.
I told you. You just named 4. You just named 4.
And I named the whole YouTube channel as well. My whole YouTube channel helped the Black community. Now we're at equal footing.
No, you're gonna have to do some more DVDs and stuff like that.
Radical,
so now, you don't think teaching people
movies? Now movies is the whole history. Come on now,
and putting it in a summarized, easy to access.
I did. I did. It's called podcasting, and that's exactly what I've done. Yeah, I've done that for 2 years.
Something's off, my man. Something's off.
He's focusing on Black history though when Tariq makes his DVDs. Like it's up to you. No,
because you're talking about information, and now when I put out and I say I put out information too, but it's DVDs now. You see how y'all keep
I'm not feeling the love for the Black community. I don't feel that at all.
It's weird.
If black people thought Tariq Nasheed and whatever he's doing is crap work, they would tell him that. People literally write to him and say,
don't say, bro, do not say that. Do not say that. If Black people thought this and this and this, Black people get scammed every day. Look at all the victims that Jay Morrison had. Look at all the victims that
you talking about Jim Morrison. Oh
exactly.
My God.
All the victims. Yeah, Jay Morrison's a scammer, bro. Look at all the victims that Umar Johnson had. Look at all the victims.
He's the guy that had the church.
look at all,
the Kool-Aid.
and look at all the victims. Look at all the victims that Polite has. So don't tell me if the
Wow.
black community really care, bro. The black community
when they do
gets
something
scammed every
fucked
day,
up,
bro.
then
Let's keep it 1,000.
They get checked on that.
They
And
don't
they
get checked.
will lose.
No.
They will lose that credibility.
No, they don't get checked because.
So Jim Morrison is held as a hero in the black community.
Jay Morrison is still getting money. What are you talking about? Umar Johnson's still getting donations. So don't tell me, the black community is gonna come on now.
He showed people at the school, man. Like the school's not open, but he showed people they.
I'm not really mad. I don't really have a beef with Umar. I don't know.
There are people who believe in him, man. I mean, if I don't like, I haven't sent him any money yet. I want to see him open the school first before I give him any money.
I sent him $50.
I want to see him open that school and get some students in class. As soon as I see some students in class, I'll write him $1,000 check.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If the black community really cared and calling out the scammers in the black community, there will be a lot more Leon honors out here doing daily videos about Umar. Let's keep it 1,000.
So you support Umar?
Yeah, but look,
I used to support Umar.
Radical. You're acting like people can't make a decision for themselves, either to participate or not.
No, but you just said something that was not true.
What did I say?
You said that the black community is going to call these scammers out.
And
that's not true.
Are you sure that that's not true? Because I don't necessarily. I'm telling you right now, I don't necessarily. I like Umar Johnson. I don't necessarily trust everything he's doing, so he ain't got none of my money yet. But I do see a physical school, a property where he's working on it. I want to see him put students in. Right. I want to see asses in seats, and then I'll send him a check for $1,000 that same day. If he shows me where he got actual teachers, students on campus, I'll write him a check for $1,000.
Well,
listen. One thing is that if Tariq Nasheed is a scammer, he could be. He could come up tomorrow and be a scammer. It would be a heck of a con for him to just break bad.
I did not call him a scammer because Tariq Nasheed has delivered after he.
You kind of talking in like you saying he's a scammer. You're saying he hasn't done anything for the black community.
No. I said he hasn't done nothing for the black community. That doesn't mean that he's a scammer.
You gotta let black people decide that, Radical. Come on, man. We can't tell you guys what you. Bro,
I can voice my opinion. I don't need black.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but I mean,
okay, go ahead, voice that. No,
but you understand, black people are the ones that decide.
Outside of Nipsey Hussle that actually did something for the black community, Tariq has done nothing. Let's keep it 1,000. If you're talking about information, then shit. The library in the United States, there's libraries in every corner.
For you,
like, come on, bro.
For you. You are not black. You are not. You are not black American. You are not FBA.
And the fact that I'm not black American, I'm calling this out, is crazy. And you guys,
man. There's nothing wrong with somebody making a summarized video or DVDs or movie about black history and selling that so that way it can get to the masses. There's nothing wrong with that.
Be very disingenuous.
And then on top of that, what you're supposed to do is actually have discussion, go into further detail, look stuff up.
I never said that there was nothing wrong with that.
Area of interest.
I never said that there was nothing wrong with that, bro. And other people I'm saying is it's just disingenuous. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're saying it's not beneficial, but you got black people who say it is, man. We got way off topic about that.
Yeah, we did. That's what I'm saying. This is not even a reason.
Because you're taking this too personal, man. Like,
no, I'm not taking it personal. It's just funny. It's just funny that when somebody says, "Well, he's not a leader," and this is a lineage, when it's really not. Like, it's mad easy.
I disagree with Pan African, but I don't hate the dude. I mean,
I'm sorry to say, but that's the definition of a tether. I mean, you're nowhere around. Nobody asked you, and you have an opinion, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." That's what a tether is.
Hey, Tahuti, the only thing I'll get away from calling him a tether, man. He's radical.
I'm not calling him a tether, but I'm saying that's what a tether would do.
He's a pretty decent dude, and we're trying to have some discussions, and I'm trying to give a black perspective on some things. Now, Denisse, when you keep saying that black people are participating, this is where I have the issue because one, black people don't really give the orders, and the other thing too is that I see it like this. What America should be doing is having friendly relations and commerce and exchange with all these other countries. What the United States has done over a series of decades is just going into places where people are weak, take advantage, and just take stuff. Black people don't support that shit. We know what that's like.
Then why you're here?
What?
Because I'm explaining to you that when black people join the military, They're not running down to they're not running down to Haiti
just,
or Cuba or anywhere in Latin America treating other people the way that black people have historically been treated. That's not how. It's not burn that clean, man.
I need you to answer. I need you to answer my questions genuinely and short, so we can actually make a case.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, what's the question?
If black people despise all the American practices and the imperialistic mindset of America, because you have experienced it yourself, America perfected imperialism on black folks. That's a fact.
I haven't experienced it, but I've studied it. But yeah,
no, I mean, but if you guys bring,
but you're right, I got military service.
But let me. But can I finish my point?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So when black folks went through all the stuff that you guys love to always bring up, then you have also to accept that America practiced imperialism on you guys. All the practices that they have done on you guys, they took it and now are doing it across the world. So if you guys know how it feels, again, you're not just a victim, you are a willing participant. If you're not a willing participant, just as much as I am, I'm including myself in the mix. I pay taxes. I contribute to the military-industrial complex, and I also benefit from it. I just don't feel ashamed for it, and I don't try to be disingenuous about it. Now, my thing is, if you don't like that about America and you really don't want to participate and you're claiming you don't, then why then Americans are here? Why black Americans are here in America?
That is a very bad argument.
No, hold on. You can say whatever you can feel is a bad argument. What I'm saying is, again, because I know why I'm here, even though I'm paying for the desecration of the world. My thing is why, because I can give you my reason, because I'm being genuine and I'm trying to be fair across the board. My reason is because I'm thinking about my future generations and my legacy, and I want them to be prosperous. That's my reason. I don't know your reason. When people say these things about like, oh, like I'm.
So where are we gonna go? Where do we go?
Where's
our home? Where's home? Where's home?
No, home is where a country aligns with your ideals.
That's still not my country.
No,
where's my country?
Again. Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point? Again, we're talking from a victim mindset, and that irritates the hell out of me. This is my point. If this country does not align with your values and your views, you gotta go to a country that does. I don't care which country is that, but if you don't like it here, then it's time to leave.
This is sounding like a hostile takeover right now.
Again, no, it's not a hostile.
You sound like Nuri Martinez right now.
Tahuri, can you please shut up? Because when you were talking, I did not talk. I muted myself. Thank you very much.
That was kind of funny.
So again,
you gotta let Denise finish, but yeah,
this is my point. If you don't like the country that you're in, you are just literally a disturbance. And I'm not saying that as the fact that, oh, I have any power to send you somewhere else. I don't. You choose to be here. You can stay here and hate America. You are free to do whatever your heart desires. This is a free country. You're a free person. My thing is, I just don't want to hear it. And I don't make excuses for your behavior. And I have no respect for your agenda. Why? Because you're here profiting from the stuff that America, including Black Americans and Latino Americans, go and do around the world, which are not pretty things. We benefit from those. We contribute with our tax dollars into that. And then we want to just hide the hand behind our back and say we didn't throw that stone. That is disingenuous. If you don't like that the country does that, then move somewhere else. Find a country that is sweet and kind and go live over there. But guess what? That country doesn't.
Yes, because Black Americans are accepted everywhere.
I'm not talking about Black Americans. I'm talking about Americans in general, and that includes the Latinos that also don't want to live in this reality.
But
I'm talking about everyone.
Else,
my thing is,
there's only two groups that don't have any place to go. Native Americans and Black Americans. That's
Kevin,
it.
Okay, Kevin, if you have no place to go, where do you live right now? Do you live in America? Don't tell me where. Do you live in America?
I haven't given up my U.S. citizenship.
No, I didn't ask you if you give your citizenship. I said, do you live in America?
No, not right now.
Exactly. So if you don't live in America, how can you say here and be genuine and say that America, nowhere in the world you could live?
I find it very interesting
No,
that an
Tahuti, quiet
immigrant
because Tahuti, quiet because
tells
I'm
us
talking to
to go
Kevin.
somewhere
Again,
else. I find that very
Tahuti,
interesting.
Tahuti, I'm a U.S. citizen that was born in an island that's part of the U.S. Shut the
Hey,
hell up and let Kevin
Denisse,
answer.
come on.
Kevin, no,
Come on,
Kevin,
sir.
because this is what we're being disingenuous. And again, I have nothing but respect for you, but let's be genuine. How can you say you have nowhere else to live when you don't live here?
That's you're mixing two things. This is something completely
No, I'm
different.
not. I'm technically proving the point. There is other places where you could live, prosper, and have a nice life.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
it
Well,
not
you know,
true?
but now understand. I don't where I live overseas. I contribute to the economy, but I don't take anything away from the residents who actually live here.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's the Americans that are
Which
here. I'm talking about can you live somewhere else? And you said no, that there's no other place other than America
I'm
for
talking
Black
about as a
Americans to
citizen where I
live.
can actually
You can
be a part
definitely,
of
even if
be
you're not a
integrated into the
citizen,
society.
even if you're not a citizen, do you live in America? You said no. Then there's other places where Black Americans can also live.
Yeah, and I'm being nice to the host. I call this place my host country. You know, they have issues here too, and I'm not going to call it out because, you know, I don't want to disrespect the country, obviously. But my thing is that Black people, native-born Black Americans and Native Americans, the ones we consider the red Native Americans, the red-skinned Native Americans, and that's not me being racist. I'm just identifying the difference. Is that we're the only two groups in North America that legitimately don't have any other place to be. We got to give up everything.
Again,
the people who have their heritage and their bloodline linked to the land shouldn't have to leave. And not only that, you understand that Black people don't control all of that raping and pillaging. Oh shoot! I mean, all of that, all of the destruction and the pillaging and the colonialism that you're talking about.
Dude, please.
Black people don't order that. Native Americans don't order that.
Wait, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Stop. Wait. I understand we're having a conversation, but please don't say that. Please don't say those words.
So again, we go back into this whole thing that we actually just left behind in the conversation. We said in the conversation that Black Americans today in modern society, because I like to stay here in this modern society. In modern society today, Black Americans voluntarily enroll in these things. Black Americans profit also from these things. Now, I'm being very genuine and saying Latinos also do. And I believe, it's my belief, that actual Puerto Ricans are profiting from Puerto Ricans, which is my people. So I'm including myself. Actually, myself, like I said to Marquis in the chat, I'm also here contributing to the military-industrial complex with my tax dollars. I'm also here enjoying from the pillaging that has taken place in the world, because I live here in the U.S. enjoying all those privileges, which is why I came here, because the country aligned with what I wanted to do. My thing is, people need to move the feelings aside. If this country does not align with what you're trying to do, then it's time to look for a country that does and stop whining. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you don't belong here, that you're not American, that you didn't build the country. That's not what I'm saying. Move your emotions out. What I'm saying is, if the country doesn't serve you in any way, why should you not look for a country that serves your values? Why you want to be swimming against the tide your whole life in a country that doesn't align with what you believe in?
I don't like the idea of somebody telling me I gotta leave or forcing me out.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I asked the question, why you want to do that?
And a lot of Black people have that same feeling, because honestly, Black people could have left this place a long time ago.
But why they say, in your opinion?
There's two parts to that. There's two parts to that answer, Denisse, is that Black people, even if they wanted to leave, nobody was accepting Black people from America. Very few countries.
Today,
no one's really doing that, and I think you know that, though, right? You know that, right? Like, I'm only accepted. If I came here and I, literally started utilizing whatever. I don't even know the social programs they have here. I know they have a few. They don't have that many. And I started actually trying to make my voice heard in politics, education, and started trying to run things. they would tell me to pack up my stuff and go, even though I'm actually married to one of their citizens. They're like, look, you're here, you're causing trouble, you're not really a citizen. We don't know what you're doing, but we don't like it. Get out. I'm here as a visitor, and I behave like a visitor.
Mexicans are told every time to leave. They're still here.
Now, how are you telling the indigenous people of the United States to leave their homeland? That makes no sense.
Again,
you go home. You go home.
Radical, can you mute this guy, because that's not what I'm saying.
Jesus.
I mean, this is a good argument, Denise. It's just you're simplifying it.
No, my thing is, because life is simple. We like to make it complicated. I love what Blood Moon says when she says you have the option, not that you have to. What I'm asking is not why. I'm not asking you right now to just go buy a ticket to whatever and leave. I'm asking you why. What is the purpose of staying in a country that makes you miserable? I want to understand. And I think people are so emotional today because they're so triggered by this question that's so simple. Why stay in a place that you have disdain for? I want to understand, what's the answer? Why do you want to stay in a place that is clearly not changing anytime soon? You're most likely going to die and the country will remain the same, and your life will be miserable because it doesn't align with your values. Then why stay here?
Okay, so our life's not completely miserable, and then on top of that, we actually love our country, and then on top of that, you have a lot of people who see it as disrespectful to our ancestors to just pack up and go. Understand that some Black people have left. They're doing that. They can do that.
I said why?
That was my answer. Is that you have everything? My lineage is tied to the land, right? And then on top of that, I'm actually like the United States, even though I live in another country. I go back and forth, but I actually like the United States, even though it has its faults. And because I've lived in so many different countries, I know every place else has its faults. And if I go in there and start disrupting things as an American, Black American, by the way, who don't have any lineage in this country that I'm in right now, they're going to look at me crazy like, hey, what are you trying to do here, Kevin? We let you come here as a visitor, but dude, you're not authorized to get involved and start, trying to call shots. I can't do that here. I know that. I know my place here. But in the United States,
do you call this shots in America?
No, but I can do things that actually make a difference. I can do things that actually make a difference.
Okay, and another thing, where you are, do people ask you to do transactions with you in your day-to-day life? Do people ask you for your papers?
No.
Exactly. So nobody knows exactly where you're from. If you don't say you're American or you speak American English, people won't know if you don't open your mouth. Now, my thing
you're right, but I do have a distinct look. I stand out like a sore.
I literally,
even among the Black people here, I stand out. It's funny.
Well, that's crazy because I mean, I don't know. I have a different opinion, but anyway, my point is, to the people that have disdain for the country, why stay here? Because again, I'm going to explain my reasoning. When I left my island stopped serving my views. That's why I left. Did it hurt me? Absolutely. That's your home. And I get it will hurt. My thing is, you got to understand, you got to let go of views that no longer serve you. So if it doesn't serve you to stay in a place that goes against what you're trying to do with your life, which is very limited and finite resource, because you don't have all the time in the world, then why stay here? Because
we can actually fix the country. People just got to do the right thing.
How long does that take, though?
Well,
I'd like to chime in really quick when I get a chance. I mean, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it's been a little while. I don't want to go back and forth.
Just the thing. One thing is that the country has changed a lot, and we were the purveyors and the leaders in changing it to bring justice to the nation. There was segregation. We fought. We died to change that. There was slavery. We fought. We died to change it. So we're actually the people who make this country a lot more hospitable for everybody else who wants to come here. The thing is that if your idea of, hey, if your idea is, hey, I don't like the way, if we had that idea, maybe when there was segregation or Jim Crow and all that kind of stuff, and we said, oh, I don't like it, so I'm going to leave. Well, the fact is, the country would have just stayed in Jim Crow, and it would have just been a miserable place for anybody who was non-white. So the reason why we stay is because we change things. We make it better. I would suggest maybe, hey, I mean, if you want to just leave, that's you. Maybe we're just different, but we choose to stay and we choose to fight and change, and we win. And it is changing at the moment, even with police. It is changing. As much as it seems like it's not, we're making a lot of headway, and that's just what we do. We don't flee, we don't leave, we stay. And I mean, if that's your philosophy, just leave when it gets hard. Hey, that's you. Us, we like to change. We fight.
It's not when it gets hard, because I was born in a hard Puerto Rico. I wasn't born in heaven, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was always hard, and it's going to remain hard. What I'm talking about is,
if you don't change it.
And no, it's not going to change, because unfortunately we don't have the power to change it. I don't know if
Actually,
you know.
I don't know if you know.
No, you can disagree, but a colony of 2-3 million people cannot go against 360 million people with an industrial military complex like that and just make a change. We're a colony, and I understand that people don't understand that concept. If you don't understand that concept,
give me a minute, guys. Hold on, wait, give me a minute, because I got Mr. Carbon here and Hazel Green. So Mr. Carbon, what's up, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, so her main question was, why would Black Americans stay here? Because we pretty much built this country, and there's no other group that made sacrifices more than we have and our ancestors have in this country. So that's pretty much why we stay on this soil and not go to any other soil until we get what our ancestors fought for and we shed blood for and deserve, bitch.
Okay, that was unnecessary.
you see that was
dumb.
I'm out.
That was to Mr. Carbon. Quick question: you think America is gonna fight for the rights of Black folks?
Fight for the rights of Black folks.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Well, what do you mean? I believe they're going to give us
does America
what we deserve.
Does America fight for what country,
we fought for?
What country is backing?
We
Black
had
Americans?
a president, Donald Trump, ever in history, he admitted Black Americans built this country.
Yeah,
that's never been admitted before. And I ain't when we got to have.
He admitted it. Now you guys want to parade. My thing is, what country is backing you guys up?
We making some noise.
What country is backing you guys up?
Is there an agenda here? I just gotta ask. This is kind of odd that we're.
The United Nations has at one point.
What country is backing you guys up? This is what I'm asking.
Radical. So I'll answer your question, man. I'm not really sure why we need any other country to back us up except the United States. All people got to do is just do the right damn thing.
Okay, so how come? Wait. Okay, so how come the United States is not backing you guys up then?
Because the bottom line is,
I'm out. I can't do this. Bye bye.
Can I ask earlier when I was talking about the
United
role
States
that
is not
Latin
backing
America
y'all
play in
up.
the drug trade?
My point is, if y'all claim all this America stuff and all the flags and all that other stuff, putting flags and making y'all capes and all that, buddy. How come America isn't backing y'all up? That's all I'm saying. Brittany Griner,
y'all got DACA, y'all got tangibles, y'all got DACA, y'all got tangibles.
Bro,
I was saying FBA people have some tangibles. Yeah, World War VI got to start.
Actually, yo, it's actually fun. It's actually funny. Is that no? Wait. It's actually kind of funny. You're right. We did get tangibles. Maybe you should unite and learn how to get tangibles. How about that?
What?
How about that?
United with y'all.
Exactly. Then y'all not
united
with
y'all. We didn't get no tangibles. Y'all literally ratted the Black Panther Party out. They got ratted out by Asians and Latinos. No. Yeah, y'all snitched to the FBI. Remember? Like now, how most Latinos are allied with skinheads. Yeah. White supremacy. This white supremacy. You're all team white supremacy until it backfires on you and your people.
Fred Hampton got killed by one of y'all. Do not do that. Do not do that. You know that's a fact. Fred Hampton got killed by one of y'all. He made the Rainbow Coalition. Latinos were real cool with it. And then guess what? One of y'all fucked up, gave white boys all the locations, and
Fred Hampton got they bad apples, bro.
Exactly. So don't be coming at us talking about we're the only bad. No, there's bad apples in our community too.
No, but y'all got the Black Panthers infiltrated. Asians and Latinos.
No. Okay.
Because y'all always wanted to be with white mama and white dad. Yeah.
What's the Latino that infiltrated? What's his name?
Y'all allied with skinheads.
Exactly. Can't even say the name of the Latino.
Exactly.
Come on. You even check this out. when Marcus Garvey had his thing, he had a Dominican with him. He didn't
Radical,
get
can I
infiltrated.
ask you this, brother?
Come on now.
If
He had
you
Dominican with
genuine,
him.
if you genuine, if you was the president of the whole United States of America, what would be your what would be your agenda for specific FBA people? What would be your black
giving
agenda?
you guys reparations, which is cash and land. On top of that, fixing your
Or how
schools.
much cash?
I mean, how
What are we
much cash?
talking?
Whatever.
Throw some numbers at me, buddy.
3 billion, trillion,
I can't-
300 trillion.
I don't think they're gonna let you get away with that without you being assassinated.
No. You said what I'll have, not what's gonna happen after. You said what I'll do, and this is what I'm telling you. What I'll do.
I don't know.
I'll cut you.
That don't sound very genuine. How you tell the talk?
I'll cut you a check, and I'll cut you a check and give y'all land. On top of that, I will go out and fix schools. Go out and fix some hospitals. Go out and fix the communities. That's what I would do.
You're going to be the second coming of Christ, ain't you?
I'm sorry, what?
You're going to be the second coming of Christ, ain't you? That's what you're saying. You're going to be the Messiah.
Well, this is what you're asking me what I'll do if I was the president. That's exactly
that
what I'll
sounds like
do.
bullshit you was pulling out your ass.
This is something that I've been talking about for a long ass time.
That ain't genuine. That's why you're doing all this tether babbling today.
It's not that it's not genuine. It's very genuine. I've been talking about this for a long time. There you go. He likes to run. You see, just like a tether, they like to run.
God, where is Mr. Kevin? I like people that
We'll talk to Kevin later because this has been going for a while, and I've been doing something on the side. I don't know if the mic even caught up what I was doing, but anyway, listen. Thank you very much for coming in. It literally went all over the place, but it is what it is. I'm gonna catch everybody later. Thank you very much. Peace.